been one of the best fans I've ever had. Hey everybody, Swamp Fox coming at you. Thought I'd go live and chat with some of you guys today while I'm running a couple of the workmen to the shop to get the oil changed and keep up with it. Thought I'd come and say hello. But yeah, I got this 2005 Ford E150 Super Duty back in 2006. I bought it. It had like 5,000 miles on it. Believe it or not, I only paid $5,500 for it. And man, this truck's been running beautiful. It did have some transmission problems at one time because I drove it through hurricane water and water got in the transmission and it was having a bunch of problems, but I ended up getting a new van because of it. And then I took it to a transmission guy and he was like, drain all the transmission fluid out of it and take the filter out, put a new filter, put new fluid in, and put Lucas transmission repair stuff in it as one of the cords. And shit, it's still great. AC is blowing cold. Now, Fred drives this van. Fred for me, and I drive the GMC. But anyway, this has been great. Let's see who's in the house. Let me put my glasses on. Hey, John Speedway. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for me. Yeah, I'm doing better, man. I'm at 166 pounds now. Of course, you know, I went from 232 to 160 because of the operation. The last operation got botched. I had two types of cancer. I had colon cancer and peritoneum cancer. And peritoneal cancer in my peritoneum. So my colon cancer operation went great. That doctor did a great job. And then I had 6 months of chemo, very aggressive. I have really bad side effects from that still, peripheral neuropathy in my hands and feet. But, you know, I got in remission from the colon cancer. That was great. And then I went down, that was in 2022. And then after 6 months of chemo, then some time off chemo. And then in November 2023, I had my peritoneum cancer operation where they put like a 15-inch incision in my belly and opened me up and poured chemo inside my stomach at 110 degrees, closed me back up for 2 hours and let that 110-degree chemo kill all the cancer cells in my stomach, opened me back up, vacuum it out, and then closed me back up. Well, shortly after that, I went back to the doctor for a checkup like a week later, and they took out one of the incisions, and because it was in the fold of my stomach, so I couldn't really stand up straight. It was hurting real bad, so they took that out. Said it was no problem. There was going to be some leakage, whatnot. Like 3 or 4 days later, all my incisions popped open, and my small intestines popped out of my stomach. Not a hernia where you can see a bulge in the skin, but popped out of the cut where they opened me up to do the chemo. And I had to rush to the hospital. I just drove myself. My employee was there with me, and he was like, oh my God. And I was like, dude, I'm going to the hospital. I just drove myself to the hospital. And they said it was good I didn't wait on the ambulance, because if it would have dried out, I would have had to have that taken out, and then they put a colonoscopy bag in and things like that. So I'd have had to go use that for a while and have all kind of operations. But because of my stomach being open, there was bacteria that got inside me, and I had like 3 big abscesses where I had to have these bags put in that would drain all day long, and they had to keep emptying them every 6 to 8 hours. They'd have to drain the pus out. And then finally, after, that went through November, December, January, and February. February, when I got out of the hospital, I finally was able to stay out. I haven't been back in since February. But I was in Thanksgiving Day. I got out Thanksgiving night after being in for 3 weeks. And then 3 days later, I went back in with a high fever, and abscesses still infecting me and hurting me. And so then I went back in. Then I got out. I was in through Christmas, and I got out right after Christmas. And I was only out about a week, and then went back in January. I was getting sick, high fevers again. And then I stayed in 3 weeks in January, got out at the end of January, went back in again. And then they had this real good infectious doctor trying to figure out what was going on. And he figured out they've been having me on the wrong antibiotic the whole time. And so it would help some, but not enough. And then when I was at home, they would send me home with, pill form and not IV form, and it wasn't keeping up, and I would get sick again. So finally he figured out an IV. And then because I have a chest port for my chemo, they said, can you give yourself an IV, a couple times a day at home? I said, heck yeah, if I could go home, I'll do it. So they just showed me how to do it. So I was giving myself an IV every 8 hours for 30 minutes. And then now finally I had to do that for 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital. And now I'm off everything and I'm doing good. So that's what's going on, man. Let's see. Congrats on the new life. Glad you're surviving. Yeah, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That's what I'm going through, though. I thank the good Lord that he's blessing me. Now we got another family member who just got home from MD Anderson last night, flew in, Clint, put him on the prayer chain, everybody. He's my brother. I love him. And I hadn't talked to him since he's been home. He got home at after midnight. I took his truck to me and Fred dropped his truck off at the long-term parking last night. And so he picked it up sometime after midnight, and he texted me thanks. And I said, no problem. But I'm going to talk to him today when he wakes up and feels good. And then he calls me and lets me know. We're putting him on the prayer chain. And, God's in control. So everybody just pray for Clint, that God wipes him of his cancer and just keeps me clear of mine. And right now I'm in remission from both peritoneum cancer and colon cancer. And I just had a colonoscopy 2 weeks ago. No polyps. Anything's coming back. So everything's looking good. Poor Dirt Farmer. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. I'm coming back to do some Dirty Cop news stories soon. I've got some already. I'm just having a problem with my internet. I can't really live stream from where I live because I live in the woods, and my phone service just ain't no good out there. So I'm gonna, I guess, end up having to do some videos and just load them that way, I guess. So, but I'm gonna try it when I get out there to see what happens. I got this Verizon hotspot booster thing, so I'm going to see if that's going to work. But if not, then I'll just post the Dirty Cop News Dirty Cop News videos. So I'll do it that way. But all right, listen, I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go get the oil change. I was just bragging on this van I've had since 2006. It's a 2005. I got it with 5,000 miles. It's now got 283,000 miles, and literally it's a powerhouse, dude. It'll pull a house down the road. Air conditioner blowing icicles. I love it, man. Ford is built up. And the reason I brag on it so much is because I got a 2014 GMC van, 2500, and I've had so many problems with it. I've done put 2 water pumps on it, 2 alternators on it. It's had some serious problems. It's got some electrical issues that I've had to have fixed, where I didn't have blinkers for a while, didn't have lights for a while. They had to go through it and figure it out. So it's had some serious problems. But this old Ford, it takes a lick and it keeps on ticking. It's been ran into. I've been hit broadside on the front end. It don't even have a front left quarter panel. The window got all broke out. And Fred drove it with a broke window for a long time. And I was like, man, I'll get you a window. And I told him, I said, I'll make a deal with you. If you care about the quarter panel, if you will go to the junkyard with me, help me pull it off and put it on, I'll get you a quarter panel. I'll pay for it all, but I just, he goes, I don't care about driving it like that. I don't have to have a quarter panel. I said, all right, no problem. So he drives it, but it drives good. It drives beautiful. So anyway, Ford built tough. Love you guys. Have a great day. God bless everyone. Remember, if you have any strife with anyone in your life, and even if you think it's not your fault, and it's theirs, but they mean something to you, reach out, try to squash it one more time. But remember, both parties have to be honest and open if it's going to be a good relationship. And if not, then, you know, at least you tried. Anyway, have a great day. Take care. Bam Cam, what's up? Glad to see you in the house. Thanks, man. I was just about to end, but I'm glad to see you here. If you want to go back and watch the intro, I was just talking about my old van, one old van that I've had for many years, since 2006 to 2005, and also talking about my cancer treatment, and I'm surviving. God's got me in remission right now, so everything's great. On that end, putting a prayer chain out for my brother Clint, who was diagnosed with cancer, and he just left MD Anderson last night and flew in back from there from Texas. So I'm going to be doing some updates on how he's doing as well. But we want to put him on the prayer chain. So y'all keep me in your prayers, and I will do that as well. I love you all. God bless everyone. Take care.